Hello everyone, welcome back to Chao. Today I'm going to show you how to make hot milk tea. 3 different recipes. One is using regular English breakfast tea, that means Lipton, using tea bags, and it's a very simple process that we will look at. And the other one is using our own blend of premium black tea. So for this blend we are going to use a coffee maker, which we are going to convert into a tea making facility. And then I will be showing you 2 different types of recipes that you can compare and you can decide what to use for your milk tea or coffee shop. Now if you're making this for home, it is very simple. 1 tea bag is good enough. But because it's going to be milk tea, you still want your tea to be really strong because the milk will dilute the taste of the tea. So if you're taking it as plain black tea, all you need to do is to steep this in hot water for about 2 to 3 minutes. But if you're making a milk tea, you should steep it longer than that. When you serve hot milk tea, you must serve it hot because there's nothing worse than ordering hot milk tea and being served something which is cold. So there's a challenge of using a regular hot water steeping process because the tea will get cold by the time you finish the 5 minutes steeping. The other way that I'm going to show you is to make use of a drip coffee maker. Now a drip coffee maker is not very expensive, so if you want to serve this non-stop during the day at home or in your milk tea or coffee shop, it is not a bad idea to invest in a coffee maker, which we are going to use as a tea maker. The process of using coffee maker for tea is also very similar. All you have to do is to get the proportion right, and the proportion that I am suggesting is 1 tablespoon or 1 scoop of tea for every cup of tea that you will use in the coffee maker. In this video clip, I am going to show you how to prepare hot milk tea. That means tea with milk. The milk is just a small portion of the whole mixture. I am also going to make another video making tea latte. When you say tea latte, once again, for those of you that have not seen my other videos, a tea latte is milk with tea. So there's the difference, tea with milk and milk with tea. Today, it is going to be tea with milk or milk tea. Confusing. Anyway, let's get started. The way to brew the tea using your coffee maker is very similar to brewing your coffee. So you have the carafe here, which is where the brewed tea or brewed coffee will end up in. And you have here a filter basket. This is where you put your tea or your coffee. And you have an indicator here, which is the water tank or the reservoir. And here you put the water. There are indicators here for how many cups you would like to make. Once you have put your tea here, all you have to do really is to put it back there, close the lid, put your carafe, and make sure that this is in line with the bowl right underneath it, underneath the drip. And then you are ready to go. There's a switch that you turn it on to start the drip process. Very simple. If you are using loose leaf, like what I have, my blend of black tea, then this is not ideal to be used with the drip coffee maker. So what I would suggest is to make this a bit finer. So pop this in the blender for a few seconds until it is fine enough, and then we can use it with our coffee maker. So that's what we are going to do. There you go. Now the consistency of my tea is fine enough so that when I use my coffee maker, it will extract all the juice out of these leaves. If you don't have the tea leaves like this, you can also use tea bags. You can simply put your tea bags here. Maybe you need about 1 tea bag per 1 cup because it's going to be milk tea. You'd like it to be a little bit stronger. So you can also put tea bags in here. It'll be less messy. So there, I am going to suggest that you use 1 scoop per cup of tea. So let's say we are going to make 4 cups of tea. So I'm going to put 4 scoops of my fine tea. Fine meaning very good. Well, fine means it's very, very small particles, okay? 2, 3, 4. Now this could take a little bit of time, so whilst we are waiting for our tea to brew here, let's do another method of making hot milk tea. Let me just show you a simple way of preparing your hot milk tea the traditional way. And really, it's very, very simple. You can use any English breakfast tea or Lipton, Twinings, or here's another brand. So let's say all you have is Lipton. So very, very simple. Get 1 tea bag per 1 cup. Let me do that. I will just use this 8 ounces cup. So get hot water and then steep my tea bag there. Now, as I have said, steeping the tea bag, especially if you are going to use it for milk tea, it should be at least 3 to 5 minutes. So we are going to steep that for a bit. For this, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of creamer. And depending on whether you like to have sugar, maybe for this one, you can serve it with a sachet, sugar in sachet, and let them decide how to sweeten their drink, or you can already pre-mix it. Let's just say for this I am going to use half tablespoon of brown sugar. So the sweetness level can be adjusted according to taste. And then let us stir this drink. I'm going to make 2 different recipes. One is the traditional using creamer and the other is using our half and half. Recipe number 1, 1 tablespoon of sweetened condensed milk, there you go, and also 1 tablespoon of evaporated milk, and blend it well. And the other one is using 1 tablespoon of creamer and half a tablespoon of brown sugar or white sugar, depending on your preference once again. And then let's pour our tea. So all you have to do is to fill this up to the top. Pop it back in so that it's always kept warm. So for this, you have to stir it before you serve it to your customer. But for this one, you can serve it just like this. A little bit of ombre color there. And now for the moment of truth. We are going to try each one of them and see which one is my preference. But then again, my preference might not be your preference. But I'm just going to tell you how they taste. So, yes, lovely, nice and warm. Wow, the tea is very strong. When you use the coffee maker, the tendency is for the tea on the hot plate to become stronger. As you leave it there longer, it will become stronger and it could even get more bitter. So the way to balance that is to make it a little bit sweeter. For me, the sweetness of this one is not good enough for commercial purpose. So you might want to put 1 tablespoon of creamer and 1 tablespoon of brown sugar or white sugar. And finally, the one that we use, our half and half. The tea is very strong, and because of the milk that are concentrated, both went through the evaporation process, it is quite rich. Well, now it's time for my verdict. This is a very simple process. You just use a Lipton tea bag. This is very, very easy. The disadvantage of this one is by the time you serve it to the customers, your tea would not be hot enough. You can pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds before you serve it, and it should be perfect. The taste is very, very smooth and balanced. Now for this one, using the coffee maker, the tea is quite strong, and with a little bit of sugar, additional sugar, this would taste really delicious. And for the one using the sweetened condensed milk and evaporated milk, you just get the balance between the tea and the milk. So try all of them and decide which one works best for you. The advantage of using the tea maker or the coffee maker to make your hot milk tea is that the tea is always hot. But to be honest, if you don't want to invest in a coffee maker, this method is perfect. So I hope this is useful for you. I hope that you learned something today. Making hot milk tea is not very complicated. It's just a question of how you decide to make it and serve it in your milk tea or a coffee shop. Do not let your guards down. Make sure you always wear your face mask, you wash your hands, and you stay at home whenever possible. Do not forget to check out all the other recipes that we have in this channel. I'll see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.